Hello guys, welcome to day 10 of 60 Paisa, the 60-day program on Amazon by Indian Seller Academy. I am Dev and I welcome you to the 10th day of the program where we will talk about the registration process and how you can onboard yourself as an Amazon seller. Now this is a very straightforward process. Amazon says that you can do it in 15 minutes, and again it's a very simple process. The only reason I'm creating a session on this particular topic is so that you do not make some mistakes, and I will be highlighting these mistakes in the very beginning, and towards the far end of the session, at the end we will talk about some of the frequently asked questions. So a lot of people have certain questions in mind, certain doubts, and I will be answering those as well. The basically the database of questions that I've got in terms of any legal issues or any compliances that they want to ask, I've basically created those most common and hot questions, and I have kept that for the end of the session. So make sure you watch till the end. Without wasting any time, let's get started, and it will be a very simple process but yet very important one. Okay, the minimum requirements in terms of prerequisites and legal documentation: you need to have a PAN card, GST number, bank account. Now these should be linked with the same business entity. So that's, these are the three things that you have for your own business account. And then email address and phone number. Make sure you have a different email address. You can use your customer email address as well, with which you have made purchases on Amazon, but I would recommend keep a separate one. That way it's easier to manage. And phone number is to get any information in terms of payouts, deals, offers, etc. So this is in terms of the minimum required details. Again, there are some certifications, licenses that you might require to sell in specific categories. Like for example, if you're selling electronics, you might need BIS. If you're selling toys, you might need BIS certificate. If you're selling food, you might need FSSAI. If you're selling in supplements or drugs, then you will have to get the drug license as well. Anti-drug or something like that is there. So that is in terms of the licenses and special certifications. But these are the minimum set of information that you require to get yourself registered. Now moving on to mistakes to avoid, and these are to avoid any future issues that you might have. A lot of people get under the impression, or they get wrong guidance from account management service providers that do this, do that, and it will work. It does not work. Amazon finds out today or tomorrow. So make sure you do not make these mistakes. Do not create multiple seller accounts with the same details. Make sure the GST, PAN and bank details are exactly of the same entity, right? So for example, if you have a restaurant business and the restaurant's name is, let's say, Haldiram's, but in case you're creating a brand on Amazon, it should not be like with the company name as something else, right? It cannot be Toyota. So your company name that you fill on Amazon should match the company name that you have registered in GST. So that is the minimum requirement. Again, the bank current account details or the savings account details should match with the name that you have provided here, and the PAN card should also resemble. So all should belong to the same entity. Now this entity can be you if you're a sole proprietor. If it's a private limited company or a bigger company like services, then you will have to use their PAN, their GST and their business details. That being said, check the GST slab, and basically once you register, you will be asked for a GST slab and a tax code. Now this is not for your first product, but in general they want a particular slab. Normally it's 18%, which falls under Gen standard, so that is what you should choose as well. And make sure you have all the invoices and brand authorization letters. In case you are selling a particular product, you must have the invoices. Amazon normally does not ask it, but in case you have got a complaint from another brand saying that okay, you are selling products under their name, then it's better to have these two information, which is the brand authorization letter and your invoice. If the brand is your own and you're not operating on a wholesale model, then you do not need a brand authorization letter. But if you're selling someone else's product, this is very much required. Okay, now in terms of registration process, as I mentioned, it is very straightforward, but still we will go through just to cover the process. So first is creating your account. You will need to go to sell.amazon.in to register as a seller on Amazon India Marketplace. For global marketplaces, we will definitely cover towards the end of the program as to what are the minimum required documents and the process. For Amazon India, go to sell.amazon.in. There will be a landing page. You will find a big button which says start selling. again click on that button, and then you will be required to fill a form. This will ask your name and email address and the mobile number in case you are registering as a new seller. In case you want to use your credentials that you have for your customer account, you can use that as well. So provide these details in the form and you will be redirected to a page which will ask you about seller information. Now here you will have to fill in your company and business name, which is the same as what you fill in your GST form or GST certificate as well. This is not your brand name, this is your company and business name. So let's say your brand name could be XYZ, your brand name could be ABC, right? But your business name will be something like XYZ Enterprises, XYZ Private Limited, right? Something like that, XYZ LLC. So that is your business name. Again, the next information that they require is your store name and your brand name, and this can be completely different from your business name, right? So if your business name is XYZ Private Limited, your store name can be ABC as well. There's no issue, as long as that store name is not used anywhere else on Amazon, you can have that store name. Primary product category, again not very significant, but Amazon wants to know what is the primary niche or the primary category related to that particular brand, right? So with the vision that you have for the next 4 or 5 years, or with the vision that you have for your brand, make sure that you select that as your primary product category. Now that does not mean you can sell only in that product category. Like for example, if I have chosen my primary product category as home and kitchen, that does not mean I cannot sell in other categories like sports and fitness, office products, home decor, baby products, etc. So that is there. In terms of address, fill in your address. This would most probably be your pickup address, which you want to choose to deliver the goods, or ask Amazon to come at this address and pick up the goods for you. And then last but not the least, two-step verification, which is very important to protect your account. You do not want just email address, but you also want an OTP to come to your mobile so that you can log in into your Seller Central account. That way your money will be much safer and much more protected. This is step 2, and step 3 would be to submit your tax details. Here you will fill in your GSTN number and PAN card details. Again, there's a very good option that allows you to submit this later as well. So in case you want to visualize or see the Seller Central dashboard, in case you want to read about some things in terms of selling, if you want to go to the terms and conditions, in case you want to read about the restricted products, you can register and you can opt in to submit this information later as well. So there's a checkbox which says that okay, you want to skip the process, you just want to register for now, and you can submit the GST and PAN information later as well. So that's one comfort that Amazon provides you, so that you can go through the details and then fill in these details. Okay, the next one is to option to sell in the GST exempted products as well. So there are certain products which are GST exempted, right? And this is from Government of India, varies from country to country. For Government of India, the GST exempted products are something like food. They are in terms of equipments, they can be your hearing aids, anything that you have to do with your medication, books, and a lot of things in those regards. There's a detailed page where they have mentioned what is the list of GST exempted products, and it's mostly related to food, it's mostly related to raw materials, and it's mostly related to your personal health and all these things. So if you want the list, comment it below and I will definitely share the link in the comments as well. Okay, now in terms of process steps, number 4, where you will basically it says like seller interview, and this screen was there when the times that I had registered. I'm not sure if this is still around. Basically it's not an interview as such, they just want to know which categories you are looking to sell. Again, this not be the hard and fast list of categories that you want. You can always choose a different category, but they just want to get an idea as to which categories you are planning to sell. The second thing that they ask is, where do you get the products from? Do you get it from the manufacturer, or do you import it? Do you make it yourself? So these questions, they just want to understand, and maybe they want it for their own survey or something like that. So basic information, nothing as such that you will be counted on this, or there will be any action taken for you to provide wrong information. This is just for Amazon's basic understanding. They want to know your annual turnover, how many products that you wish to sell, and do you sell on other websites as well. So again, fair enough, it will be like a form that you will have to fill with check boxes, and it's pretty straightforward, 2-minute thing and you're done. The last step is basically a Seller Central dashboard tab. It's not a page. The dashboard actually comes once you are done with this page. but it's basically a tab in the 5-step process where you will have to, there are different options. In the first option, you can choose to list your product straight away. You can directly list your first product. In the second option, you can select your shipping charges. So in case you are doing self shipment or easy shipment, you can choose what would be the shipping charges. You can put the bank account details here, again the bank account number, IFSC and all those things. You can specify what is the bank account holder name, etc. Tax details, you can provide your GSTN number and PAN card. You will be able to provide your default product tax code. And when we talk about default product tax code, it does not go like this, where you provide 5% or 18% or something like that. Amazon has specific codes, so they are like Amazon Gen Standard, Amazon Amazon Standard, Amazon Gen Standard, and again most common is the Amazon Gen Standard, Amazon Small, Amazon Big, 5%, 18%, 12%, something like this. Go with Gen Standard, that's 18, and that's the safest option. Lastly, they ask you for your signature, and this is because when they give invoices to customer, your signature is there on those invoices. Again, pretty straightforward one. Just take a signature, click a picture, and then upload it. The file size should be less than 1 MB or 2 MB is what I can recall. Now, once you're done with this, just click on launch your business. And once you do this, you will be redirected to a website, which will be your Seller Central dashboard, the actual dashboard. Now, whenever you go back to Seller Central page, you will be brought to this dashboard where you will be able to see the orders that you have received, the orders that are yet to be fulfilled, the total amount of sales on a particular day, and a lot of different tabs to manage different things like inventory, advertisements, and payouts as well. So this was in terms of process steps, and that's all that you need to do to get registered as an Amazon seller. As I mentioned, it's pretty straightforward. The only reason that I did not do a walkthrough is because I did it few years back, and the process might have changed in terms of the visual appearances. But in terms of the documentation, I have verified that these are the only piece of information that Amazon requires from you, and it should be pretty straightforward. As I mentioned, in case there are any questions, feel free to comment below in YouTube, or you can message me on Instagram. The link for the Instagram channel is also shared below in the description. Now, in terms of FAQs, the most commonly asked questions in terms of compliances, any legal issues. Can you register without GST? I've got this information right. I'm a individual and I do not have a business setup. Can I sell on Amazon without a GSTIN number? So it was there some years back that you could have sold, but now GST is mandatory, so you must have a GSTIN number. Okay, now what is a company and business name? Again, company and business name is the same name with which you have registered your GST certificate, right? So it will be something like Enterprises, Private Limited Services, so and so sons, so and so brothers, right? So we have these, right? So company and business name is basically that. It will be your trade name in your GST portal. Now, different pickup address than GST address. So can you have a different pickup address than your GST address? And the answer is yes. Your pickup address from where Amazon needs to collect your goods, or your pickup address in case of easy ship where Amazon does the delivery for you, can be different than the address you have mentioned in your GST. So that is completely fine. Can I use some other GST number which is not mine? Now this is a very common one, and people ask me that I'm a college student, or I'm still studying, I do not have a business setup, I do not want to go through that process. I have my father who's also having a business and he has a GSTIN number. Can I use this GSTIN number to register? The answer is yes, you can use that GSTIN number, but again, then the bank account details, the PAN card information should also be of that concerned person or that concerned business. So make sure any information, the three information that you provide, PAN, GST and bank details, should all be of the same business entity. That is the fundamental rule. Okay, now why is signature required? Again, a lot of people ask, okay, my signature is being revealed, is this safe, is this something that I can safely provide? Why is it required? The signature is only required for generating the invoices. Amazon generates automatic invoices which is sent to customers' mail, and signature is used there. Now, can I have two pickup addresses for Amazon, in case like you have two warehouses in two different cities, or maybe two different locations in the same city? Can you have two pickup address? The answer is no. You should only have one pickup address where Amazon comes and picks up the good from you. So you can only have one pickup address. Now that is there. And okay, one more clarity. So in terms of pickup address, right, I mentioned that you cannot have two pickup address simultaneously. At one point of time you can have one pickup address, but in case tomorrow you want to change that address, Amazon definitely allows you. Obviously, I guess that is self-explanatory. If something happens or if you are changing your locations, you can always opt in for a different pickup address, but at one point of time you can only have one pickup address, so that cannot be flexible as such. That's all for today, and the code is ISA103. At this point of time, you go to Instagram, you will find an Instagram post wherein you will get an option to submit a particular assignment and comment task to get the assignment details in your inbox. You will have a 24-hour time period to submit the assignments, and these assignments will help you to understand the process much better. It will help you in your seller journey. Now that being said, we will see you again at 10:30 p.m. on Instagram today with our live question and answers. In case you have any questions, I will be happy to clear them. And then we will also see you at 10 p.m. tomorrow on YouTube for day 11, and we will see you again there. We will cover another session, and again, as we have approached Amazon, right, we are going to talk about a lot of different concepts, a lot of different screens that you can see on your Amazon seller dashboard as well. That being said, I will say bye bye for now, and we will see you again tomorrow at 10 p.m. on YouTube and today at 10:30 p.m. on Instagram. That's all for now, guys. Bye bye.